Hello guys, my name is Prashant Kumar and today I will be walking you through my completely new redesigned Indian Formula 4 Championship dashboard. The link is up right now and I absolutely would appreciate everyone who could log into this website and check it out for yourself. This dashboard is basically a data archival and visualization platform which I saw the need for after last year when I was working in the pit. I noticed that the two softwares that were being used to log data from the telemetry data from the cars, Wintax and Ray Studio, both of these softwares UIs were not very intuitive and the learning curve on these softwares is pretty steep. So I wanted to create a simplified solution for both the archival of data, since the data collection process that I saw last year was all over the place. So this would help streamline that, and also uh, for visualization purposes, so that all the drivers and race engineers could see at a glance how the performance is. So let me just quickly navigate to the dashboard now. So there are quite a few things that I have added, which do not exist on Wintax or Ray Studio. For example, you can compare between different years of performance. You can compare between different rounds and between different sessions as well. So this could be a huge help for the drivers and race engineers both if they want to analyze or compare the performances between the years and how they have improved, and also help use that to advise the drivers if there are lap times that were way better last year. We could definitely use that to coach the drivers accordingly. So yeah, let me just quickly select a few sessions to analyze. And then I'll quickly go over to the graph section and show you what all things are being presented over here. I saw 106, yes. Okay, so we now have four different drivers selected from four different rounds from last year. Okay, not four different rounds, two different rounds, but you get the point. Um, this shows that you can compare across sessions, across rounds, and across years even. Now, the graphs that I have selected and was suggested by Shubham sir that the drivers and race engineers both require immensely are speed, delta, throttle, RPM, steering angle, brake position, brake pressure, and the gear position. So if you hover the mouse over the graphs, you'll see a straight line going through all the graphs, which will represent where the drivers are at that point on track. And you can see on the track map as well that as you move along across the graphs, the pointers on the track map move as well, representing the position they were in at that point of the graph. The x-axis has been fixed to distance, and they have all been synchronized. Also, you can zoom into a small part of the track that you want to analyze, and automatically all the graphs will be zoomed in to that exact same range. You can quickly reset the graphs by clicking here, and we are back to the original position. Now, moving over to the lap chart tab, we can see that all the drivers that we had selected in the telemetry tab are present over here. We will quickly remove all the unnecessary laps that are not required for us to analyze, like the in laps or the out laps, things like that. So let me quickly remove. Yep, that's it. Yeah. So now you can see at a glance of how consistent each of these drivers were during their sessions. And you can clearly see that Jaden was the most impressive of them all, um, with lap times having the least amount of fluctuations as the session went on. Um, this this lap chart represents all the laps that were put in by the drivers, and we could definitely get a feel of who was which driver improved the most, which driver was the most consistent of them all, and also get a sense of how they will be performance in the future as well. Now, moving over to the comparison tab, we have the basic stats for all these drivers and for all the sessions that were selected, like best lap, total laps, average speed, max speed. Do let me know what all things I should be adding on to this. Um, any feedback would be greatly appreciated. Now, moving over to the analysis tab. Now, this is a work in progress and is not fully set up yet. My plan is to basically have all the telemetry data that is selected here be pushed on to a machine learning model, which will not be open source or anything like that. It will be completely closed off, and the data will not be going out to any external servers, but only run on our servers, so that no information is actually sent out into the world, so that external forces can use it. This will ensure that the data is securely processed. My dream is to create a strategy engine very much like the Formula One teams use, so that we could help the race engineers and the drivers get better performance out of their cars. Um, Eventually, we will be having Formula 3 in India, and when that happens, I want to be ready with the strategy engine. And in order to make that dream a reality, we need to start today. I would implore you guys to assign a few of the interns to this. I will be designing a streamlined process to collect all the data from all the cars and be uploaded to this platform, which will only be accessible to the members of this organization. Um, and in future, when we have enough data, I will be running the machine learning models on it, and which will give us a basic idea about how the performance is and how it can be improved. I can also implement an AI chatbot, which will help the drivers improve their performance by talking to it and analyzing and uh, basically getting suggestions as to where they could improve. This chatbot could help the race engineers as well. If I am able to get the manuals for all the cars set up, so the AI chatbot could suggest setup changes according to the track conditions and the layout. So, yeah, but in order to make that a reality, we need to start today. Thank you so much.